Hello again. Welcome back to the Movie Buff Reactions channel. Today's reaction video is one that I have been waiting months to do, and now it's here. I can barely contain my excitement. I am going to be reacting to the latest YouTube video put up by The Unusual Suspect, and unlike the past few, this isn't a Cinema Sings. This is a new video review, possible retrospective, and this has been many months in the making. He's had many, because Ross John Fernley, Usual Suspect, he's a freelance editor, he's got a lot of jobs, and the Cinema Sings really picked up this year. And this video, he started about April or May, I believe, and it's for a movie called Stratton from 2017, I believe. It's an action film directed by Simon West, the same guy who did Con Air and The Expendables 2. I've never heard this movie, and that was a big important thing, because this video is, a lot of it has to do with a fake movie trailer that he made for the movie Stratton, and what his goal was to see if he could take this movie, which has a 0% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and make it look like something worth seeing. And the reason I've been so excited is a couple months ago he asked his audience to participate and possibly be featured in this video. What they had to do, what we had to do, was film ourselves reacting to the fake trailer. And a big thing that hinged on this working was that we had never heard of the movie Stratton, and I honestly never had. We were to react and see if it was worth seeing, and then we were to film ourselves clicking a secret link he had sent us with the fake trailer. I'm not going to say too much more because I'm sure it'll be all covered here in the video. And something that makes it extra special for me is I've been reacting to The Unusual Suspect, Ross, for many years now, and he's always very appreciative of people that react to him, and I actually got an email from him before he made the big announcement for everybody. And he asked me to react to the fake trailer first, kind of as like a test to see if this idea could work. And so yeah, I pretty much was the guinea pig for this new type of video he's trying out, and I cannot say enough just how honored I was. And now that we're here, I am both excited and a little nervous. It's been a while since I watched my original test footage, so we'll see if I mesh in well. I hope everybody meshes in well, and without further ado, let's watch.
Can I sell you a 0% movie? In other words, can I take a film literally every critic says is bad and somehow make a trailer for it appealing enough to trick my own subscribers into thinking it's good? Well... let's find out.
I feel I got duped. Thanks, Suspect. Thanks.
Okay, we're all familiar with the movie trailer. Still, to this day, it's the premier way to hype up your movie. Quick cut some action, bed it onto an epic movie score, maybe add some Inception-style bombs.
Movie trailers are their own art
If you play your
form.
cards right, it'll get butts in seats at the theatre so those bigwig Hollywood producers can make a lot of money.
Tom and Jerry.
The modern movie trailer is powerful, because with the right editing and music choices, you can completely switch up a viewer's expectations of a film.
Yep.
I myself did just that with a bunch of fan-made trailers I made back in the day, such as making Star Wars look like a fun action comedy.
This is a battle I do not think that we can win. Jar Jar Binks will be killed.
Or there was that time I turned a Pixar film into a supernatural horror flick.
Ugh. Alien music.
I see my own subscribers saying that they just shat themselves. So yes, you can make a comedic movie look serious, a serious movie look comedic, but there are certain trailer houses out there that can pull off something even more impressive. They can make shit look like gold. Like, does anyone remember the trailer for Fantastic? I mean, they
No.
were able to turn the dullest, most forgettable superhero movie ever made and make it look brooding and mysterious.
There is risk.
Halloween Kills didn't look that bad when the trailer came out. I saw the film. Yeah.
And there are consequences.
Whoever put this trailer together, you are an evil genius. And so, because of trailers like this, it inspired me to give this a go myself and create modern-style movie trailers for films like Batman and Robin, Battlefield Earth, and The Room. To try
Those
and
are
make them
great.
look like the cinematic masterpieces their directors could only dream of.
Even Nostalgia Critic thought those looked good.
The last of humanity.
Oh, Battlefield Earth.
And according to the comment section, I seem to have done a decent job, with many of you guys saying that all of a sudden these films look incredible. However, my subscribers have one fatal flaw. You're too bloody nice. I mean, look, everyone knows these films are stinkers.
Can't help it.
So these people saying that I did a good job, it's lovely of you to say so, but there is a bias there. So, it got me thinking, what if I did another one of these trailers for another bad movie, but a bad movie that nobody has heard of? If I then presented that trailer to
There I
my
am.
subscribers, could I legitimately fool them into wanting to watch crap? You know, aside from my own videos, of course.
He
I
was
wanted to find out the
sneaky.
answer to this, so here's what I did. I first of all had to choose a movie. It had to be a film that was ravaged by the critics, but it couldn't be well known. I was considering
Hard to do.
doing this with Ballistic X vs. Sever, which is an action spy flick from 2002, which has the record for being the most reviewed flick on Rotten Tomatoes with a 0% rating. But it's too well known. Chris Stuckman's talked about it, Cinema Snobs talked about it, I've talked about it. That's not going to work. So I went down
Rad.
to other 0% movies, Left Behind, Baby Geniuses
Yeah.
2, The Ridiculous Six. Too well known. I needed something more obscure. But I also didn't want to choose a film that only had like 5 reviews. It had to have a semi-decent amount of critics who've seen it, but it also had to have flown under the radar. It was a tough balancing act. So I went further down the list, and I finally found something that could work. A movie which had over 30 different critics watch it, and every single one left unimpressed.
Wow.
Question? Stratton. And the fact that you're drawing a blank right now is precisely why I chose this flick. Stratton came out in 2017, and it's based on a series of books written by an actual Special Boat Service Commando. Like Ballistic, it's another action spy flick. And at first glance, it's got a lot going for it. It stars Howard Stark himself, Dominic Cooper as the lead, alongside other well-known actors like Gemma Chan of Eternals fame, Connie Nielsen of Gladiator fame, and, hey, Draco Malfoy
I
himself
knew that was
is
him.
in this. Saints. And it's directed by Simon West, known for flicks like Con Air, Tomb Raider, and, believe it or not, he directed this. And that was not a rickroll, I swear.
I didn't know that.
Con Air also happened to direct Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley. Who'd have thunk? But yeah, West's
Wow.
career clearly went south. As one moment he's directing an action classic a lot of people liked, next he's directing a flick literally nobody liked. And after watching the
happens.
film myself, yeah, the critics are spot on. Stratton is the most generic, dull, forgettable as hell flick. The story about a terrorist in possession of a bioweapon is as formulaic as they come. The dialogue is bereft of charm, the action is horrifically edited, and the actors have about as much chemistry as the film's Rotten Tomatoes score. Which is especially bad here, cause, well, you know how some actors end up dating in real life? Like Tom Holland and Zendaya, for example. Well, that natural chemistry naturally translates to their on-screen romance. And here's the thing. Dominic Cooper and Gemma Chan are dating in real life too. And their characters have a will they, won't they thing going on. So that must mean their chemistry is electric, right?
You try a different frame.
Be a lot quicker without you breathing down my neck.
Oh boy.
I mean, it's bad. But it's not their fault. They're fine actors. But the vast majority of their dialogue is just expository, so they've got nothing to work with. Now, the film is kind of interesting to talk about, actually. Because Simon West was intending on turning the character of John Stratton into the third iconic movie spy. James Bond, Jason Bourne, John Stratton.
Quite a
That's
goal.
the hub. Why did their names all begin with a J? So yeah, it's a take on the Bond formula, and when production on this film began, things initially looked promising, as originally, Stratton was not played by Dominic Cooper. He was going to be played by Henry Cavill.
Whoa.
Yeah, this film almost became Cavill's essential audition for James Bond. And I emphasize the almost there. Cavill really was all set to star in this, but dropped out of the project just 5 days before principal photography.
That'd be a good reason.
commenced. 5 days. You left that a bit late, man. Ben made some enemies that day. Yeah, Cavill opted to drop out of the film due to creative differences. He seems to do that a lot. Perhaps he should do it even more. Okay, look, the TLDR of it is this. Stratton is shit. So, onto my trailer. And my best bet with it is to play on the film's strengths. What little there are. The major strength is the action, which I know I said was horribly edited, but if you look at the behind the scenes, it's actually impressive what they've done. There's a nice amount of practical stunt work here. Like this shot where they crashed a van into this bar, which stops frighteningly short of real actors. And they did this by tethering
I can
a
respect it.
strop to a forklift to make sure the van stopped on its mark. It's an impressive stunt, but it's mired by the editing. Look, here's the raw footage of the stunt.
Fuck.
Impressive, right? But now look at what they did to it in the final release. How many cuts do you want? Yes.
Taking 3 cuts.
Okay. But if we're selective with what shots we use in the trailer, we can help mask their addiction to cutting every bloody millisecond. Something else we can help mask is the sound design, which is not something you usually think about with a film, because it's one of those if done well you don't notice it kind of things. But in Stratton, well, let's just say you notice it. Like, listen to this
Sound can be
Gemma Chan
important.
makes when she falls out this bus. I swear I did nothing with that footage. I mean, no one in the editing booth thought, I don't know, maybe we should not have a go. Dog goes woof, cat goes And it's made worse because this is directly in the middle of the film's most impressive stunt. Yeah, this whole scene is a high-speed chase with a double-decker bus. And much like the van stunt from earlier, they crash it for real and even flip it this time. I mean, that's impressive. But he was showing the cuts while Gemma Chan casually falls through reinforced glass while doing her best poodle impression. And
Not
they
as
pulled
impressive.
this off in one take. Why not just use the one take? Look, Stratton
Worked
came
for
out in
Jason
2017,
Lives.
which I know was a while ago, but weren't we past that shaky cam quick cut phase by then? This was a whole 2 years after Daredevil gave us that one-take hallway shot. Audiences were well past the days of asking for Paul Greengrass to give them an aneurysm. They now actually wanted to see the action. And yet this film was clearly edited by someone high on crack. I just can't get over how you did so much of this film practically and shot yourselves in the foot in the editing booth. What a waste! But luckily for us, a movie trailer doesn't require too much in the way of shot continuity. So all this editing, we can effectively mask and pull the bus flip off in 2 shots, as opposed to... well, I lose count. But there can't just be action. There has to be some character injected into the trailer, and there's next to nothing to work with here. I mean, these characters are all a team. They work together to defeat the bad guys. But there's no camaraderie. In fact, they seem to just hate each other.
I can handle myself.
I don't give a shit about that.
Like the Big Bang Theory cast.
I didn't think I was implying anything.
You're under my command until further
Look.
notice.
Stand by, we'll need to get authorization.
Negative, no time, just do it.
And what criminally little banter there is in the film is...
You've seen the satellite photos, never less than 6 seen on site in the last 10 days.
No one.
Or they're very, very small.
somebody got paid to write that. I mean, this is Howard Stark and Superman teaming up. How do you fuck that up? Oh, and that's not
Oh
to
my
mention that.
god.
I don't even think they're good guys. Like, take this scene where they tie this guy up as they need information from him. He's not being cooperative, so they decide to do this.
An associate of mine is taking this. He's a US Navy SEAL sniper. I think we'll start with him.
No.
First target.
Yikes.
No.
Roger that.
No, please. Please. Not my boy, please.
Our heroes, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what?
Anti-heroes?
It gets worse. Because the guy does relent. He does give them the information they need. But then...
Very dark anti-heroes.
they just outright murdered a man in cold blood that they knew had a son. And look, if you want to portray
Maybe he was an
morally
asshole.
reprehensible characters, that's fine. But nothing else in this movie alludes to these characters being that in depth. It's so out of left field. It's horrible. So in order to inject some personality and a moral compass while I'm at it, I'm going to try to portray this guy, the team's newest recruit, played by Austin Stowell, as more of a fun-loving, wisecracking American. That plays off well with our British lead. And I'll introduce him with this line.
Classic.
Oh, is this the new Yank?
That's decent for a trailer, I think. Oh, and yeah, Derek Jacobi is in this movie. Someone who has no reason to be there. He's just some guy Stratton hangs out with every now and again. He has nothing to do with the plot. They were probably like, oh, we can get Jacobi? Alright, shove him in the movie. I don't care how, just put him in somehow. We can head down the canal and film something on his lunch break.
Brilliant and lazy.
But what about the villain? Well, Borowski here is the most forgettable cookie-cutter dude you can imagine. But a good villain can really elevate a film. And considering that Borowski here kills Superman at the beginning of the movie, yeah, let's try
He wasn't
to elevate
Superman
this guy
yet, though.
and make him appear more menacing. And portray Stratton as less of a run-of-the-mill spy movie and more of a revenge flick. As with the success of John Wick, those seem to be kind of in vogue. I like the idea of using this shot of Stratton over his friend's body bag, because we can employ some show, don't tell storytelling here, where instead of outright saying the guy is dead, we can show it. Then that sets up Stratton on his path of revenge. But the slight problem about portraying Stratton as a John Wick-style revenge flick is that Stratton himself,
If I get a hint that you're here looking for vengeance for Marty, I'm going to send your ass back to the States.
he doesn't seem to give a shit. Yeah, the character of John Stratton is just such a bore. He is completely stone cold and emotion free, which is professional and what a secret agent should be, I guess, but that doesn't make for a very interesting character. So to give a semblance of depth, I'm gonna amp up the villain as much as I can. Emphasize all the shit he does. Like, we can use this shot of him beating this guy up.
Good villains go a long
Do
way.
something to mask the shot a bit, though. I mean, yeah. But if we zoom it in a bit, we can mask the fact that the punches aren't connecting. Let's also intersperse Borowski's dialogue with footage of our heroes looking all defeated looking. We need to draw out some emotion from these actors, but the only real raw emotion I saw from a character in this film is this shot from Gemma Chan. I mean, this is a cool shot for a trailer, but she's
That's
not
quite a
reacting
face.
to Borowski here. She's actually reacting to Draco Malfoy topping himself.
Oh
He
my
just found out
god.
his son got sorted in a Hufflepuff, you see. But we can switch it up and make it look like she's reacting to this guy instead. And for those who are saying, isn't that lying? Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm working with crap here, so shut up! Oh, and yeah, I was thinking about
Trailers lie.
Tom Felton into the trailer more, but he really doesn't do much. He's a mole in the film, working for the villain. But his story is wrapped up in mere minutes, and his scenes are...
Mr. Meekin being for me. And Reggie thing for you, which I actually think is me too.
Thanks.
Definitely not worth highlighting. And then, for more
Some
exposition
actors
purposes,
just can't
we
catch
can
a
use
break.
dialogue from the M equivalent here, played by Connie Nielsen. But we have
Sexy
to be
M.
selective with what we choose here. Because, well, Nielsen is Danish, and she needs to put on a British accent for the film, which is
I trust you've seen this firestorm.
questionable, to put it politely.
They were all going to.
Very Dick Van Dyke-ish.
Blame Oz. Have you seen this firestorm? Did you base your British accent on Margaret fucking Thatcher? As to what trailer music to use, which is very important, you need something epic and boisterous. Something that can really make the film look more exciting than it is. And I found a great piece used in the trailer for Bridge of Spies.
What's the move when you don't know what the game is?
The next mistake our country's made could be the last one.
This music piece is called Of Two Worlds, created by the trailer music production company 12 Titans Music. I actually reached out to them to ask for permission to use their track, and shout out to those guys because they were totally cool with it. All they asked was that I link in my description their music licensing platform.
Awesome.
So if you ever want to license some of their tracks for your own projects, you can do that. Thanks again to 12 Titans Music, you guys rock. Also, I don't know if anyone has seen the trailer for The Matrix, but check out the genius way it ends.
Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself.
Yeah, I love that. Where they've taken that line from Morpheus speaking to Neo about the Matrix, and they've given it a double meaning. You have to see it for yourself. It's like he's speaking to the audience about the movie, The Matrix. And I came across a line of dialogue from Stratton that could essentially do the same thing.
Someone once asked Napoleon about his battle plans. He said, show up and see what happens.
Show up and see what happens. Show up to the movie theater, see what happens. I'm going to end my trailer with this line. Okay, I have a plan, I have a vision, so I'm going to finish this trailer off, do what I can, and pray this works. See you in a few days.
Several days later.
Okay, right. I think we're all done. So, before we have anyone react to it, let's just play my trailer. I think I've done okay, but I'm not proud of the title effects. I'm an editor, not a graphics guy. I need to get better on that front. Regardless, here's my trailer. Have I done a good job? You be the judge.
It's been a while since I've seen it.
So what's the deal with Stratton?
Reserved, I suppose.
Reserved. Why do you never describe him as reserved?
You knew Marty.
Yeah. I did.
They're waiting for us, Mum.
Mum?
We're attempting to ID this figure.
He seemed different. Gave orders.
His name is Gregor Borowski. Responsible for the deaths of 9 MI6 agents.
He hired me to make a dispersal device.
Satan Snow.
One of the most lethal airborne pathogens of which we're currently aware.
The Stand.
We need to take him down. This may be personal. Stratton, you're my best and brightest.
Oh, is this the new yank?
You go where you think you can do the most good, right?
Come on, come on!
I get what he's saying about the
Special place
graphics.
and healthy.
You're in shock, as you should be. I will have my revenge.
Someone once asked Napoleon about his battle plans. He said, show up and see what happens.
Okay, that was my trailer. Again, I think I did okay, but it's difficult to judge your own work. So let's get some eyes on it. I'm going to make a video asking for blind reactions.
This is where we
So
come
let's
in.
get that up on YouTube, give it a few days, and see how people respond.
1 week later.
Okay, the reactions are in. Look at you all.
Oh my god. They've got faces.
Okay, let's get to it. First off, I had you guys begin your reactions by watching the trailer. And once it was over, I asked that you guys give your overall impressions on what kind of film you think Stratton is. And remember, nobody here knows anything about the film. None of them know this is a 0% flick yet. So we can genuinely see what effects my trailer has on their perceptions. I think this is an interesting social experiment. So, what's our set
Definitely.
perceptions? Well, broadly speaking, decent?
Stratton looks interesting for the most part.
Yeah, looks exciting.
You got me curious, I will say that.
The film overall does look fun.
It looks interesting. I definitely want to watch it.
I don't think I was able to fool anyone into thinking this was a cinematic masterpiece. Most of you guys were saying that the film looked like a generic, albeit serviceable action flick.
Looks like it could be a decent spy action thriller in the same vein as something like maybe Angel Has Fallen.
Oh, and yeah, I suppose a good sign was that a lot of you were comparing Stratton to other similar but far superior films.
Kind of gives me a slightly 007 vibe.
Very Mission Impossible vibes.
Resemblance to Scario, I believe it was called.
Now, the action scenes seemed to get a lot of attention. Many of you guys were saying they looked pretty good.
Like that double-decker bus going over, that made me go, wow.
Like the bit where that bus flipped made my eyebrows like raise a little bit.
The bus explosion might have sold me.
And it makes sense, because the action would have been good had it been decently edited. Now, you guys were definitely less enamored with the story.
The plot is fun enough, but I've seen it done before.
Basically, they're for the action. Not sure about the story, but just for the action.
But some of you did pick up on the revenge storyline I conjured up.
It's a mixture between John Wick and James Bond.
Perhaps doing this out of revenge. Maybe like a revenge story based off of that person who was killed under the tarp.
That was a success, because the film is definitely not a revenge flick. But yeah, all in all, the trailer seemed to have intrigued a decent amount of you.
The trailer, I think, looks pretty promising.
It actually looks like a really decent action thriller. I want to know more about what's going on.
The pretty well-made trailer, like, it seems like it really, like, captures, like, this sort of intensity that, like, makes you really want to be like, oh, what's gonna happen next?
But some of you guys were not impressed, mostly pointing out how been there, done that the film feels.
Doesn't really look much like my cup of tea. It looks a bit generic.
Just a regular old bland action movie.
I feel like it seems a little generic. Like, something just feels a little off.
Fast and Furious,
Sure.
27,
All being
James
fair.
Bond, 54, you know, like, you can only get so many of the same thing before being like, okay, I don't want to watch any more of these.
And my crappy title effects likely didn't help. A few of you guys did point those out.
Graphics kind of look a little out of place.
The coloration there was a little too vibrant.
Looked a little bit stuck.
Yeah, I need to get better. Help me, Andrew Kramer. But some of you guys at least seemed on board. Although, maybe the reason for that was because you recognize a lot of the names.
I'm a fan of those actors anyway, like Dominic Cooper and Jim Chan.
I think I saw like Tyler Hoechlin, who's like the CW Superman.
I did like seeing Derek Jacobi. He's probably the only one who I recognise from this.
Oh, Dominic Cooper. Okay.
In fact, loads of you pointed out Tom Felton, which is weird because I literally used one shot of him in the trailer.
Malfoy. But I might have seen Tom Felton in there.
Oh, Draco Malfoy.
I think I saw Tom Felton in there.
That Malfoy.
Did I see Draco Malfoy at some point in the trailer, somewhere in the middle?
Seems to be a draw, that man. Funny how he's not had that great of a career after Potter, because people apparently want to see more Draco. Okay, so that aside, I then had you guys answer this question. Based on this trailer, would you check out the movie? And reactions were again mixed. A few were like, nah.
Personally, based on like the plot that the film kind of gave to me, personally, no.
A few more were like, yeah.
I would watch this movie based on this trailer. I would go to the theater to watch this.
If I saw this, I would probably at least
Enthusiastic.
have the interest in wanting to see it.
It's well edited, well made, well crafted, and honestly, yeah, I'd be happy to see the movie.
But most people were displaying caution. They were saying yes, but quite tentatively.
It seemed like a nice movie to put on, you know, when you have nothing to do.
I can't guarantee I'd watch it, like, on release. I'd probably put it on the list of things to check out.
I would watch Stratton, to be honest, right? If I was sitting there on board on a Sunday, then yeah, I'd probably watch Stratton.
And a conclusion a lot of you guys seem to have, actually, was that a theatre trip wouldn't interest you, but streaming might.
I don't think I would actually go see it in theaters, like a wait till streaming thing.
If I had the time and it was on streaming, then
Again,
yes, I think I would
being
watch
fair.
it.
I would go to Netflix, just casually see it in, like, the streaming platforms for free and be like,
yeah, sure, I'll give it a watch with my dad. And then depending on how the first 15 minutes go,
Looks like a dad trip movie.
This is a 0% movie I'm working with here. So to see reactions like this,
I see this as an absolute win.
all in all, for those who didn't like this kind of film, my trailer didn't change their opinion. But for those who had an appreciation for dumb action flicks, my trailer seemed to get
Of course
on
I'm in
board.
there.
On board in economy, but on board. Okay, so now it was finally time to drop the 0% bomb. For everyone who reacted, I provided them with a secret link.
Tiny URL, okay. Don't botnet my computer, suspect.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had to mask the link with a URL shortener. I couldn't reveal what it was. Apologies if that made anyone a bit wary. So, what was the link? Well, it was to Stratton's Rotten Tomatoes page. My idea was to make the film look as good as I possibly could, then reveal that the film is anything but. Now, it must be said, a decent amount of you guys were not fooled. Some of you saw this bait and switch coming from a mile away.
I feel like this is probably just like, it's like making this movie like look all epic and then
Smarter than me.
use, like,
I was fooled.
or something.
Damn it, they know too much. However, that was only about a fifth of you. When hit with the 0% number, most of you guys reacted like this.
Oh shit. Oh my fucking god.
Wow.
Oh dear Lord Almighty.
When presented with the 0% number, 3 of you had the exact same response.
Holy shit!
So, yeah, this experiment was way more varied than I was expecting. When presented with the big fat 0, some were just like, eh.
That's what I was picking up. I was like, this is not a movie that I would want to see.
But others were flawed. I mean, this guy was losing it.
I love this guy.
Some people were like, I knew it.
0%, yeah, that's why I thought.
Whereas others seemed genuinely excited to see the movie, and thus ended up being legitimately disappointed that the film wasn't as good as I initially made it look.
Just because of the trailer, I thought it was going to be really, really good. I kind of wanted to watch it. Shame.
I feel kind of bad now. But I think the most popular response was, my trailer didn't make Stratton look amazing, but I at least made it look watchable.
It looked a little run-of-the-mill, but not that run-of-the-mill.
It looked almost decent, not Oscar-worthy in any sort of sense, but not a 0%er in any sort of way.
That trailer just ruined my life. I thought it was going to be a competent enough action film, a bit generic, but competent. But based off this, the review, holy shit.
You did a good job. I would never have guessed this movie was absolute trash.
I didn't think it was going to be anything amazing or anything like that, but like, damn, a 0? It didn't look like a 0.
I thought the twist was going to be that this was going to be a complete genre shift. Like, you edited the trailer to seem like a thriller, spy, hardcore, serious movie, where in reality the movie's more of like a comedy spoof. I didn't expect the twist to be that the movie's so bad it got a 0. Oh my god.
And I think for a lot of you, your spidey senses were going off long before you saw the Rotten Tomatoes score. And once you did see it, it sort of reconfirmed your embedded suspicions.
My thoughts were right. The trailer made it look
I
very
wasn't
exciting,
one of them.
But it probably
I was
just
the-
stitching all those clips
one
together
of the big
to make it
fools.
seem like it was a better movie than it was.
You know, I did just say it was kind of generic, didn't I?
I did say this movie was pretty generic looking, so I guess that's not too surprising.
It's not so people calling the Stratton guy reserved. Does build intrigue, but I feel like in the film they call him that because he's just boring.
Yes, you absolutely nailed it on the head there. So this experiment, it's been a tad inconclusive. So let's just run the numbers. As during these reactions, I asked everyone one last question. Did my trailer legitimately fool you? And I specifically asked that they don't sugarcoat their responses, to be brutally honest. And opinions were once again mixed.
I guess?
Like make it look like a movie that you would want to see.
Yes.
Yes. No.
About 35 of you answered this question. So let's just break down the numbers. First off, 6 of you were like, no.
I wasn't really fooled.
No, not really.
No, I did not fall for it.
Another 6 of you were kind of in the middle.
I guess so?
Almost.
Yes and no?
But 23 of you said, yeah, it fooled you.
It genuinely did.
I mean, yeah, it looked like a good movie.
Yeah, it did.
Yes, it fucking did.
This trailer really did indeed fool me.
Flat out yes.
100% fooled me.
It genuinely fooled me.
You had me there.
This trailer did legitimately fool me.
I would say with complete sincerity, that trailer fooled me.
So there we have it. Can you make a good trailer for a bad movie? Kinda. Depends who you're showing the trailer to. Some of you guys who weren't fooled were suggesting I did all I could with my trailer, and that this task was just impossible.
You really can't get blood from a stone, and this is a pretty big, pretty dense stone.
But something a few of you guys did in your reactions, which wasn't an instruction of mine, and I totally should have asked you all to do this. But yeah, some of you decided to check out the official trailer for Stratton to compare it to my own. And for everyone who did that, you were all saying that my trailer was better.
Reacting to the original trailer,
I don't think I got to doing that.
Because that made me immediately turn off. You at least made me interested to, like, look into it.
The one that you made, it built a bit more intrigue. There was a lot more showcasing of like other characters and what the potential of their dynamics was going to be.
Yes! Thank you for noticing that, because giving personality to cardboard is tricky. So yeah, mixed results.
Challenge.
I feel if I'd done this like 10, 20 years ago, this would have been easier. But now, modern audiences are much more vigilant. We've all now seen hundreds of movie trailers. We know the tricks of the trade. And many of you guys just outright refuse to let a trailer hype you up.
I don't really judge a film by the trailer, because trailers can be misleading. I thought the trailer was pretty good, but just because a trailer is good doesn't mean the movie is good.
And you can definitely
Halloween
hype
Kills
up
did
a
it to
piece of
me.
shit still, but there are some things you just can't mask. If you want to get people to see your movie, a good trailer helps, but you know what helps even more? Making the movie good. It's been a really fun challenge, this. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to do more videos in this sort of style. Thanks to everyone who submitted reactions. I really appreciate you all. This was a ton of fun, and I'd love to do something like this again. So
My name.
Okay guys, linked below is another video of mine you might be interested in. Click it, check it out, and I shall see you in the next one. Peace out.
Peace out, my man. Wow. That was quite the experience. For a while I just thought it was going to be a montage of us reacting to the trailer, but he announced this when the video was like made public. It became a lot more, and I really hope more people see this. I'm going to spread this the fuck around as much as I can. Not just because I'm in it, but because it is as he said, it's an experiment, and he's right. We fans, we are biased, but we can't help it. We love the dude, but yeah, this was incredible, and if I seem silent at times, because I was wondering, am I going to be here, and can you blame me? But yeah, I'm in that, and if you pause and look closely, you'll notice I'm wearing a t-shirt, and it's a Cinema Snob t-shirt based on the porno Bat Pussy. And it's funny enough because he actually mentioned the Cinema Snob in his review of Ballistic, which he did after Ross's video, but yeah, he mentioned him, and I really liked a majority of the other reactors. It was cool how they were all fair, and I may have been a little too nice, but I tried to be fair as well. I believe I was like, looks interesting, and the guy who was in hysterics, I liked him. The big guy, looking over like this, he was interesting, and the couple, I think, who was together, who didn't like it, yeah, I dug them. They were honest. And 3 guys who went, holy shit, that was cool. And I remember I said to Ross, heads up, I swear a lot in this video, so you may want to bleep it out, but no, he didn't, and I appreciate that. maybe it just is funnier that way, but he integrated well, and there were so many things that stuck out. Not just me and the other reactors' appearances, but his comment on the bad editing, yeah, just it reminds me of the shit Taken 3 got for all of its jump cut shit. He said it came off like it was edited by somebody on crack, which makes me think, were they trying to emulate the films of Bruno Mattei? If you're a Cinema Snob fan, you'll know what that reference is about. And the thing that probably surprised me the most, aside from the initial fake trailer months ago, was I had no fucking goddamn idea that Simon West directed Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up. I never knew that. It reminds me a little bit of Michael Bay, how he has many music video credits to his name, including Meatloaf's I'd Do Anything for Love, But I Won't Do That. And yeah, it's crazy where some filmmakers get their starts. I think Brett Ratner started as a music video guy too. And yeah, just, man, I've been waiting for this one for a while, and I'm happy to say it did not disappoint, and it's so awesome because he said he found a way to work all of us in, and that's amazing. Ross, thank you for this opportunity, and I'll leave a comment, definitely, but for what it's worth, I hope more of these come in the future, although I'm not sure if he can pull off something like this again, because, as he said, people are very vigilant. It's hard to find a film that nobody's ever heard of, and a lot of people probably would go digging around to look, but it'd be cool to see this again. I mean, if he did it again, we'd probably know the movie was going to end up being bad, but just how bad would be probably the surprise, but either way, I am honored to have been included. Thank you so much to everybody else who submitted. We made it, people. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go relax, because I found out this video had dropped just as I was getting ready to film a Halloween sketch, and the day before reacting to this and filming my little sketch, I actually was in a small bike riding accident. Nothing serious, but I was riding my bike and I tried to like move to go around somebody and do... Normally I'm good at bike riding, but I mismaneuvered big time and went off the road, which I thought I could just go on the grass a little, but I ended up, and the sun was really bright that day, and I'm not making excuses. This is my fault. I went off-road, and I went head-on right into a stone post. So, I don't know if it's been obvious, but I'm actually a little achy right now. I don't know if it's visible, but there's a little bruise on my knee, which is still in a lot of pain, and I don't know if you can see, but I actually got some scrapes here on my forearm. So, yeah, that's been my past 2 days, and you know what? Didn't keep me down, but I really need to rest. I am very tired, and as always, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this, and if you've seen the full video, hope you enjoyed that. Ross John Fernley, usual suspect. What can you say but, rock and roll, motherfucker. I'll see you later.